Adam Levine, the charismatic vocalist of Maroon 5 and a former coach on The Voice, found himself at the heart of a humorously weird story that could only be characterized as a pigtail with a twist. This experience occurred in a world where rock stars are known for their crazy activities. This fictional story of 1,000 words, which takes place in a fictitious Los Angeles summer of 2025, includes elements of originality, absurdity, and Levine's distinctive charm. The result is a story that is both touching and hilarious, to the point of making one laugh out loud. A cheeky pig, a vegan food truck, and a surprise performance that leaves everyone in stitches are all going to be a part of this exciting adventure. So, make sure you fasten your seatbelts. The pig that put everything in motion. It all started on a bright and sunny morning in July in Los Angeles, where Adam Levine was wandering through a trendy farmer's market in Silver Lake. He was holding a kale smoothie in his hand and wearing sunglasses that were perched on his nose. Levine, who is well known for his laid-back attitude and devotion to fitness trends, was searching for ingredients for his most recent fixation, which was a vegan food challenge that he had set for himself. After watching an entire season of Chef's Table Marathon, while he was inspecting organic avocados, a disturbance broke up in the vicinity. A little pink piglet, which the throng at the market later dubbed Pickles, had escaped from a petting zoo stall and was running through the aisles, leaving behind a trail of overturned baskets and hipsters who were scared. Levine, ever the showman, recognized an opportunity to perform a charitable act and possibly create a moment that went viral on Instagram. "I got this," he said as he threw his smoothie to a seller who was wondering what he was doing, and then dove after Pickles. After that, there was a farcical chase that was worthy of a Looney Tunes cartoon. Levine tripped over a heap of heirloom tomatoes. Pickles ducked between two legs, and the crowd cheered as if this were an impromptu audition for The Voice. After what seemed like an eternity, Levine finally cornered the piglet close to a kombucha stand and scooped it up with a jubilant smile. He uttered the words, "You're a rock star, little dude," without being aware that this was really the beginning of his story about the horse. That the vehicle is driven by Pickles, rather than taking Pickles back to the petting zoo. Levine found out from the vendor that the piglet was going to have a less than lovely destiny at a farm in the vicinity. It was clear that he had a soft spot for animals, as evidenced by his strong support for PETA. After putting the piglet under his arm and making his way to his Tesla, he stated, "No way, Pickles, you're coming with me." One person on X said, "Adam Levine just saved a pig at Silver Lake Market," which prompted the audience at the market to erupt in applause. Vibes of a hero. By lunchtime, the video had already received 2 million views after it went viral. When Levine returned to his residence in the Hollywood Hills, he rapidly came to the conclusion that Pickles was not your typical pig. This piglet had a good talent for causing chaos. Within a matter of hours, Pickles have been responsible for destroying a pair of limited edition Air Jordans that were owned by Levine, knocking over a guitar that had been signed by Prince, and in some way activating Siri to play Baby Shark on repeat. In a state of exasperation yet amusement, Levine called his bandmate James Valentine from Maroon 5 to ask for assistance. "Dude, I'm living in a sitcom," Levine moaned while having a conversation on FaceTime. Valentine, who is known for playing practical jokes, proposed that they utilize Pickles as the new mascot for the band. His chuckle was, "Imagine the merchandise." However, the most surprising turn of events occurred when Levine made the decision to take Pickles on a bonding adventure to a vegan food truck festival that was held at Venice Beach. A pig at a plant-based event, he reasoned, would be ironic enough to keep the internet humming with discussions about it. As Levine arrived at the festival wearing a tie-dye shirt and a baseball cap, he brought Pickles on a custom leash, which drew the attention of festival gurus and prompted them to take photographs. Jackfruit, tacos, quinoa bowls, and spirulina smoothies were just some of the foods that were available at the food truck scene, which was a kaleidoscope of colors and fragrances. The Pickles, on the other hand, had different ideas. A great disaster involving food trucks. Pickles broke free from his leash and made a beeline for a food truck that was titled Vegan Vibes, only in the middle of a conversation that he was having with the proprietor of a food truck about the benefits of cash to fall over and causing a jug of oat milk to splash upon a group of influential people from the audience. Immediately after Pickles started munching on a kale salad, the crowd let out a gasp, and then everybody burst out laughing. His tiny tail was wagging madly. Embarrassed, Levine frantically attempted to capture the pig, but he ended up tripping over a puddle of kombucha and landing in a heap of biodegradable napkins instead. "Excuse me, I'm sorry." During the course of his pursuit of Pickles throughout the festival, Levine yelled, his rock star composure beginning to disintegrate. A wide variety of foods, ranging from tempeh sliders to matcha cupcakes, were sampled by the piglet as it dashed from one truck to the next. Every single moment was filmed by users of X with hashtags such as Pickles the Pig and Adam Levine Chaos, becoming increasingly popular by the hour. According to one of the posts, Adam Levine's pig is having the time of its life at Venice Beach. I am in tears. Another person made a joke about the next album by Maroon 5, saying, "So, about Pickles." Pickles made a furious dash toward a stage where a local indie band was setting up for a performance. Just as Lev was beginning to believe that the scene could not possibly become much more chaotic, the piglet jumped onto the drum equipment, which caused the cymbals to crash and caused the crowd to yell with amusement. Levine, who was now really embracing the silliness, grabbed a microphone and improvised a freestyle rap about his new furry companion. He said, "Yo, Pickles the pig. He's stealing the show, slashing all the kale. He's ready to go." As Levine lifted the piglet in a manner reminiscent of Simba from The Lion King, the crowd went absolutely berserk and began yelling, "Pickles! Pickles!" A reversal of destiny. Immediately following the impromptu performance, a young girl in the audience, who were no more than 10 years old, approached Levine. This brought about an unanticipated turn in the commotion. It was with tears in her eyes that she identified herself as Mia, the daughter of the owner of the petting zoo. She went on to explain that Pickles was her favorite animal, had been raised from birth but was going to be sold. As a result of being inspired by her story, Levine recognized a chance to transform his pig story into something significant. He got down on his knees, gave Pickles to Mia, and made a pledge to provide financial support for a refuge where the piglet might spend its remaining days in tranquility. Mia's tearful hug with Pickles became the most shared moment of the night on X, with over 5 million views. The crowd shouted, and the hug between the two of them became memorable. However, that was not the end of the twist. As a result of the activities that took place during the day, Levine made the decision to conclude the evening with a surprise pop-up performance by Maroon 5 at the festival. In a hurry to catch up with him, James Valentine and the rest of the band had positioned themselves on the stage where Pickles had generated a commotion. Levine began the concert with a stripped-down